Hi everyone, it's Celia, Chelsea West Village Residential Properties. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to take another stroll through the East Village, and I'm going to point out to you several places of interest. Some are residential and others are commercial. Before I get started, I'd like to ask, in the event you get value out of the content I share and you haven't already done so, I'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel. Additionally, if you're looking to rent, buy, or invest in residential properties in the Greenwich Village, Chelsea, Flatiron District, and Hudson Yards communities, and you aren't already working with another agent, it will be my pleasure to assist you with the process. So now we're at Stuyvesant Place. Stuyvesant Place is named after a gentleman named Petrus Stuyvesant. So he was one of the first European settlers in the village. There are quite a few places that carry his name. So we also have Stuyvesant Town, which is a wonderful rental complex for residences. So Stuyvesant Place, we have a row house of 15 beautiful townhomes, which were designed by an architect named James Renwick. So if you watched part 1 of my tour of the village, you're familiar with the name James Renwick. I mentioned in that video that Mr. Renwick, at age 25, was very brilliant with his designs. He designed the Grace Church located in the village, likewise St. Patrick's Cathedral, and also the Smithsonian in DC and Vassar College. So this row of houses were also designed by Mr. Renwick. The one at the very end, which is number 35 with the wisteria vine growing along the side, is currently on the market. So this property was built in 1861. It's 5 stories plus the basement, 6 floors, and 13-room townhome. So this was owned by a gentleman named Lee B. Anderson, who was a former art teacher. So he was known as the godfather of American Gothic revival style. He died in 2010, and all of his wonderful furnishings were auctioned off. He left the property to his caretaker. His caretaker recently listed the property, and he's asking for $4.2 million. So please note, if you're interested, that you have to do a lot of renovations to the interior of the property. In an interview, Mr. Anderson had stated he was able to buy this home after selling 12 of his 19th century landscape paintings in the 1970s for a total of $1.25 million. I just love the wisteria growing on the side. Here we are at number 40 Stuyvesant Street. This beautiful building is a condo building. Going to cross over so you get a better look at the entire property. Okay, there you go. So this lovely building, they currently have a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit on sale. So it's a duplex that's 1,385 square feet with 200 square feet of outdoor space. And the listing price is $2.25 million. So there's one more property of interest in this Stuyvesant triangle that I'd like to point out on the other side. So now we're in front of 120 Stuyvesant Street. So this wonderful multifamily is a 6-story townhouse. It has 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. Was built in 1920. It's currently on the market at a reduced price of $5.695 million. The monthly taxes are going to be $2,238. We're now going to stroll around the corner to have a look at St. Mark's Church. Okay, so this is St. Mark's Church. It's an Episcopal church. Come around the corner so you get a full view of it. This is St. Mark's. The doors are still open, so I'll just go inside and point out a few things to you. So this is a lovely memoriam. It says to the people who were enslaved by members of the congregations of the Stuyvesant Chapel and St. Mark's Church in the Bowery. So it lists the names of all the people who were enslaved by the Dutch West Indies Corporation. So it says that there are 4,398 slaves who were imported into New York between the years of 1715 and 1764. 40 people were enslaved by Peter Stuyvesant and 290 slaves on the Gideon. The bust that you're looking at is that of Mr. Tompkins. So Daniel Tompkins is the former governor of New York. He later went on to become the Vice President of the United States under President Monroe. There's a very nice park in the village around Avenue A that's named in honor of Mr. Tompkins. It's 10.5 acres, and there they have a lot of wonderful events, street fairs, performances that occur there. Here we have a bust of Petrus Stuyvesant. So I mentioned earlier, Stuyvesant was one of the first settlers to come to the village from Europe. He's Dutch. Here we have several tombstones. They're all going back to 1820s and thereabouts. So this is for Vice President Tompkins, who I mentioned to you earlier. He died at age 51. So we're going to exit St. Mark's. And right next to it, we have the rectory. So I'll cross the street so you get a better look at it. So this is the rectory connected to St. Mark's Church. When we get to the other end of the street, I'm going to point out to you a Ukrainian church with a beautiful mosaic in the center of the exterior, the facade. So as you know by now, these wonderful buildings date back to the 1800s. Many of them, of course, do not have elevators. So before we move any further, this beautiful building, number 224, is a co-op property. Currently, there's a unit listed for sale. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit, and the asking price is $899,999. The monthly maintenance will be $1,280 for it. So this building has 6 floors, 26 units total. It was built in 1910. Beautiful building. So as I mentioned earlier, at the end of the street, we have a Ukrainian church. So this is the church. This is the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Is over 100 years old. It was established in 1918. So I'll get you a closer view of the mosaic in the middle. Beautiful tiles. So I'm going to show you 2 other places, and then we'll call it a day. So now we are at 3rd Avenue. If you look across the street, you will see the AMC movie theater. So it's at the corner of East 11th Street and 3rd Avenue. And directly to the right of it is the Westside Market. So if you're unfamiliar with Westside Market, it's a very nice place to shop. They have a wonderful selection of produce and regular groceries to buy. So I'll just take you by the West Market. You have a look at some of the produce that they have outside. So as you can see, it's always very busy in the city and a bit noisy with traffic. So that's the interior of the AMC. Okay. So the Westside Market is open 24 hours at this location. So that's the entrance, but usually they don't like, videotaping inside, so I'll just show you from the doorway. Okay, my friends. So that concludes our tour for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you didn't get a chance to see the first video on the village, you can watch it here. So until the next time, you take great care, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to you joining me again on another wonderful tour.